Hello, hello. So this is the third video, I think, in the series of character voices. This is a 21-day challenge I'm doing at the moment where I develop a load of character voices for particular archetypes as I go through the Puro casting archetype challenge, which I'll post down in the link if you're interested in that. It's kind of cool. And today we're going to go for the antagonist, the baddie, the evil one. If you don't know me, by the way, my name is Alex. I'm a voice coach, and you subscribe if you like voice things. That's the thing to do. This is a very kind of messy, scrappy challenge that I'm doing, where I kind of work through different processes, I suppose, for coming up with character voices. And today, yes, we're going for the evil one. Now, I don't have much time today. I've got other types of work to do. It's quite late in the day. So I'm going to do a very kind of quick character development thing. Now, I love evil characters. I am a great fan. They are my favourite because you can get really deep. You can get really caricatured into these like, oh, Mr. Potter, you know, these sort of thing. And there's loads of stuff you can do, but it can have a tendency to be a bit over the top, perhaps. So for today, for a change, I suppose, I tend to go for quite big characters. I'm going to do a process that shows how I can kind of imbue kind of caricatured nature into something that's more realistic. I will explain. So one of the ways that I like to teach voice things is to go to 5,674 on a scale of 1 to 10. So I'll get people, there's a video I'll linked here that, for an emotion exercise that I use to teach people emotions. And often when you get people to go from like 1 to 10 on an emotion, say anger or fear, they only go a little bit. They go like from 1 to 3 because they're not used to like expressing this bigness. And one of the things that I like when developing voices is to sort of practice the lines in a really sort of physical way with the most extreme, so like the 5,000 or 20 or something, like an extreme version of a particular trait. And then when I actually present it, when I actually do the self-tape, in this case, around this archetype, I then do it more naturally. But all of the work that I've done in the kind of extremeness, it's there, it's imbued in it. Now, as I say, I've not got very much time today, so we're going to do hurtle through it. I'm going to kind of rehearse the lines a little bit, show you little clips of the different qualities that I'm using, and then I'm going to go straight into doing the self-tapes. And yeah. Okay, and now I've got my script for the antagonist, the evil one. Got my script in first letters, and I've gone for the romantic one, really, because I think romantic things tend to be more kind of naturalistic, but bringing a bit more kind of I suppose melodrama to it, just for fun, really. So I'm just learning. You think love redeems people. You think I used to think that. I used to believe that too. You think love redeems people. I used to believe that too. Quite like playing around with that as well. Kind of lighter, almost like a high school, bitchy high school thing. You think love redeems people. I used to think that too. Then I learned what happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable. Okay, so we're going to go for a, don't know, I'm going to go for like a scar, you know, like a lion, you know, Lion King. Hello, I like this. This is one of my go-to ones. I'm going to do it badly, but I'm going to just think about the lines. Yeah. So I'm not going to try and be amazing. I'm just going to get used to saying those lines in this kind of really intense way of talking. You think love. Oh, where am I looking? Lines there. You think love redeems people. I used to believe that too. Then I learned what happens. Shit. Yes. When you give give someone your heart. You think that love redeems people. I used to believe that too. Then I learnt what happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable. Until I learned what happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable. I didn't become cold overnight. I learned. No, I'm not looking at this. You think love redeems people. I used to believe that too. Then I learned what happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable. I didn't become cold overnight. I learned, I adapted, I stopped giving away pieces of myself for promises that don't last. So I want to do it with an upper class accent. So I'm going to go for a real sort of like, well, this one, actually this one, this sort of upper, yes, and I'm going to maybe do my hair for the take. You think so really like tense in the back of the neck, straight spine, standing tall, maybe on the balls of my feet. You think love just, oh dear. See, as soon as I do that, I can't think of the line. That's a tip. As soon as if you put your body in a different position, suddenly you can't think of the line. And this is what you want to do with your voice. You want to play around. You think love redeems people. I used to believe that too. Then I learned what happens when you give away your heart to someone and they decide it's disposable. There's another type of like upper class that I want to try, which is this one. I think it's Alter the Father. Yeah, I quite like that one. Sort of hunchback and lots in the cheek type thing. You think love redeemed? They're very good. I want to just check that. Yes, go ahead. I'll protect myself. Sorry. You think love redeems people? I used to believe that too. And then I learn what happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable. So I've done it like a couple of animal things and a couple of accent things, and then I'm going to get a little bit dressed up for my take, and I'm going to and then I'm going to go with a sort of more realistic, like a less caricatured interpretation, allowing some of those things to come in and see how that goes. You think love redeems people? I used to believe that too. And then I learned. Did I learn what happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable? I didn't become cold overnight. What happens when you give someone your heart and they decide it's disposable? I didn't become cold overnight. I learned. I adapted. I stopped giving away pieces of myself for promises that don't last. You want to risk everything for feeling? Go ahead. I'll take care of myself. Go ahead. I'll take care of myself. And when it hurts, which it inevitably does, don't come looking for me. I've survived what you're moving towards. Okie dokie. So I've just recorded my takes, and went for kind of really sort of they're really rough voices, as they would be doing a kind of thing like this. So it's not like I've got days to develop them, but I kind of focused on trying to get them kind of close to just being in the moment and acting, and like feeling the lines. Rather than kind of going really far, and maybe you can see the kind of influences of that kind of bigger character work, the animal work, and the accent work that I put in there. As I say, this is a very quick. I think I did this all in like 20 minutes or half an hour. So this is something that once you've got used to this, you can do that. Anyway, so hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you're interested in more archetype voices, then sign up, subscribe, and yeah, I'm going to be doing this every day. Who knows what tomorrow's will be.